Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link, and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
Hey there, kids. How are you doing? Welcome to today's class. Today is the last class of our painting course that we have here going on. And I am super excited to have you here because today's topic is something that is, that I like doing quite a bit. So the topic that we have today at hand is a plants. We're going to be going ahead and drawing and painting some beautiful, beautiful plants. Now, if you look around me and you see all of my pictures and paintings, you will notice that I have a lot of leaves and greens and botanicals and things like that. So it is one of my favorite topics to go ahead and paint out today, and hence it is the last class and the last topic that we've gone ahead and picked out. Now, before we get started with that painting and that drawing and the list of materials and all of that, let's talk a little bit about the certificate program and then a little bit about your submissions, and then let's get started. So firstly, let's talk a little bit about your certificate program. Like you all know, you're getting certificates for the work that you're going ahead and doing. Just a couple of things to keep in mind: do not miss any of your classes that you're attending. So if it is a 6-part course, go ahead and attend all of the 6 parts, and then automatically you will get the certificate. Second point to remember: do not miss any of your submissions. Again, if it's a 6-part course, make sure to submit all of the 6 submissions, and automatically you will end up getting a certificate. Now, apart from these two, let's talk a little bit about your submissions. I have been going ahead and talking to you and urging you to go ahead and do your submission irrespective of how you've done on that day. So some days you might have good days, some days you might have bad days, some days might be average, some days might be excellent. But irrespective of what day you're having, irrespective of how well you've done, how well you have not gone ahead and done, I want to see your submissions uploaded. Now, the reason why I am so persistent and I keep telling you guys to go ahead and do this is because as a teacher, I want to go ahead and look at your progress. And the only way I can sort of judge that is to see how you're going ahead and doing right at the end. So when I see your submission, I'm able to go ahead and tell how you did in the last class and how you're going ahead and doing in this class. So the progress, the change that I want to go ahead and look at, I'm going and seeing through your submissions. So make sure to go ahead and do your submission so that I as a teacher can go ahead and look at it. So now let's go ahead and get started with the list of materials that we have for today's class. So the first thing that you need for today's class is going to be a sheet of paper. Now you can go ahead and take any sheet of paper that you have with you. Here, as you can see, I have a drawing book or a sketchbook with me. Now, one thing that I would say when it comes to this sheet of paper is I would not like a very thin sheet of paper. Anything that is on the thicker side would be good. If you use an A4 size sheet of paper, or let's say you go ahead and take a normal unruled sheet of paper, those sheets of paper end up tearing. So don't go ahead and take something like that. Take a sheet of paper that's a little bit thicker, because what is going to happen is your paint is going to sort of tear your sheet of paper if you do not have a thick enough sheet. Now, once you've gone ahead and grabbed that, let's go ahead and take a pencil. That's the second thing that you will need. The next thing that you'll need is a paint set. Now, you can go ahead and take any paint set that you have with you. If you have watercolors, great. If you do not have watercolors and have poster paints or acrylic paints, then that will work as well. Here I have a watercolor set, cakes of 24 colors. Now, you can go ahead and take 12 colors, 6 colors, 24 colors, 36 colors, how many ever colors you have would work absolutely well. So take whatever you have with you. The next thing that you'll need for today's class is going to be a paintbrush. Now you can go ahead and take any paintbrush that you have with you. Now the paintbrush that you take could be even the brush that comes with your set of colors. That will work absolutely well. Now the one thing that I have not gone ahead and showed you is a water bowl. You will need a water bowl to clean out your brushes as we're going ahead and painting. So keep that with you as well. And one more thing, if you need this you may or may not need, is going to be sort of like a palette, a plastic plate, or a sheet of paper that you can go ahead and mix your colors in. So anything that is plastic or metal or anything of that sort where you can go ahead and mix your colors, go ahead and grab that, because you will need that for mixing up your paints. Now let's go ahead and get started with the drawing of our plants that we have here today. The first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is draw sort of like a curvy line right at the bottom. Is going to be sort of like a baseline to start off with. Now here I'm going ahead and drawing my pot. This is my pot number 1. I'm going to be going ahead and drawing 4 pots in total. So I'm going ahead and starting off with a simple U right here. Good job, everybody. Really well done. Perfect. Excellent work. Good. Now next we're going to go ahead and draw the opening of the pot. So here you can see I'm doing sort of like a curve in the front, and then I'm doing a curve at the back. Now this is sort of to give you like a look of how our pot opening is going to be. Very good. Wonderful work. Good job, everybody. Perfect. Now this plant that I'm going to go ahead and draw here is going to be a little bit on the complicated side in terms of the fact that there are going to be probably some overlapping lines here and there. It might look a little confusing at first go, but don't get overly confused. You can obviously change it up if you feel like what I'm doing is a little bit on the harder side. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and draw 4 sort of double lines coming out. Now these are going to be the stalks of our leaves that we have. I'm going ahead and doing 4 in total. I've done 3 and then I'll add in 1 more later. And coming from this, I'm going ahead and drawing my leaves. So you can see I'm going ahead and drawing sort of like a wiggly leaf coming out. And you can see I'm overlapping this one on the other. Now the reason I'm doing this is basically because I want my plant to be in a way that it's coming up and the leaves are sort of falling down. So that's what I've gone ahead and done here. Now for the 4th leaf, I've gone ahead and done a leaf that is sort of drooping down directly. So it's coming out and then it's drooping down. Now if you find this technique of drawing it a little hard, then you can go ahead and just draw the leaves directly. But if you feel like no, you can do it, just do 4 lines and then draw your leaves coming out. Now obviously you don't have to exactly draw wiggly leaves like I'm going ahead and drawing. You can go ahead and do like straighter leaves. You can go ahead and do smoother leaves. Whatever you like, go ahead and do. It's up to you to go ahead and make your drawing as creative as you like. Excellent job, everybody. You're doing so well. Perfect. Good work. Really well done. Amazing work. Good. All right. So excellent work, everybody. You're doing so well. Now, once you've gone ahead and finished up with the drawing of this, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and make the same shape. I want my all of my pots to be very similar to each other. So I'm going ahead and drawing another pot right next to it on the side. Now, the placement of the pots, again, I'm leaving it up to you. If you feel like you want to go ahead and do four separate pots, away from each other and none of them overlapping, that's also completely all right. I wanted to look a little bit more fun, so hence I'm going ahead and overlapping all of my plants onto each other. If you don't want to do that, don't do that. Do whatever works for you by all means. Good job. Really well done, everybody. Perfect. Amazing work. Okay, good. So I can see all of you have gone ahead and finished up with your curve and your pot already. So the next plant we're going to go ahead and draw is a cacti. So here you can see I'm going ahead and doing a curve coming up, and then I'm going ahead and drawing the hands of a cactus. If you've ever seen a cactus plant, you'll notice that it has sort of these kind of arms coming out. So that's what I'm going ahead and drawing right now. Good job, everybody. Really well done. Perfect. Excellent work. Good job. Really well done. Amazing work, everybody. Really well done. Good job. Perfect. Perfect, everybody. Really well done. Okay, good. So I can see all of you have gone ahead and finished up with your cacti. Now we can go ahead and move on to the next spot. Again, if you want to place the spot away, completely away, go ahead and do so by all means. I'm going ahead and overlapping it just a little bit. My plant will definitely overlap, as you can see, because my pot is on the closer side. If you want to go ahead and make it really far away, that also works. Good job, everybody. Really well done. Perfect. Amazing work, everybody. Really well done. Okay, good. So now again, I'm going to draw some wiggly leaves. Now the leaves that I'm going to do are directly going to be from the pot. I'm not drawing a vein or a stem or anything for this. And the number of leaves that I'm doing are in total 4. If you feel like you want to do lesser or you want to go ahead and do more, go ahead and do that by all means. I'm not going to go ahead and tell you to do less or more. Just make it look nice and full. Make it look like, the pot is really healthy and nice. Good job, everybody. Really well done. Perfect. Your drawing is looking so beautiful. Now, in this class, you would have noticed I'm not really pressurizing you to do exactly what I am doing because, this is the last class. I want you to be as creative as you can. So make sure to add in a few things here and there that you want to go ahead and add in because, I want it to be some creative element when it comes to your piece. Good job, everybody. Really well done. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw the last pot, and this one is going to be a really tiny pot. Now this one obviously is optional. If you want to go ahead and add this in, then perfect. If you don't, that's also completely fine. Now for this pot, I'm just going to go ahead and do small spikes coming out. This could be like grass, just a simple pot with a little bit of grass always adds to my picture. So I always want to go ahead and do that, and that's why I wanted to include it in today's class. Perfect. Good job, everybody. Really well done. Amazing work. So happy with how you guys are doing. Really well done. Perfect. All right. So I can see all of you have mostly gone ahead and finished your drawings. If you feel like in any space you've gone ahead and made a mistake, or you feel like you need to go ahead and correct anything out, please go ahead and do so immediately, and then we can go ahead and get started with the painting process. Perfect. All right, so while you guys are correcting everything out, I'm going to go ahead and start talking to you about the colors that we're going to be using today. Now, I'm going ahead and going to stick to only greens for this picture. Now, if you do not have 4 types of greens, because we have 4 plants, I'm going to be using 4 greens. So if you don't have 4 greens, then you have 2 options. One is to repeat a color. Let's say you have light green and dark green. Then you can do alternate, one light, one dark, one light, one dark, or you can go ahead and mix up colors. colors. Now, let's say you have only one green, you have only light green, or let's say you have only dark green, then what do? Then the option comes up to mix up your colors. Now, the way you mix up green is by taking a little bit of blue and taking a little bit of yellow and mixing it up. Now, you will get a basic green when you do that. If you add in more blue to your green that you have, then you'll end up getting a darker green. So if you want multiple shades of dark green, then add in a little bit of blue and you'll get a little dark green, and you add in more blue, you'll get a darker green. Now let's say you want multiple shades of lighter green. What do? To that base green of mixing blue and yellow of equal quantities, you add in a little bit more yellow and then a little bit more yellow. So you'll end up getting different shades of green in terms of it being lighter. So here you can create n number of colors that you like. Let's say you add in like one portion of yellow, two portions of yellow, three portions of yellow, then you'll end up getting progressively lighter greens. And in the same way for the darker color, you'll end up getting progressively darker colors. Now up to you what you want to go ahead and do with the greens. I'm using three separate greens as far as I'm looking at it. It's going to be a light green, then sort of like a medium green, then dark green, and then one more dark green. So my edges have picked dark green, my cactus have done my lightest green, and then my middle plant, which is the first plant I drew, I'm going ahead and drawing sort of like a medium green color. So you can go ahead and pick out whatever you like here. It's completely up to you to go ahead and do. Good. All right, so I can see all of you are ready to go with your painting process. So let's get started. So firstly, I'm going to go ahead and take my green, like I mentioned, my medium green color, and I'm going ahead and starting to paint my middle pot, or the first pot I went ahead and drew. Now the process I'm going to follow while painting is going to be to always draw sort of like an outline and then start filling in with color. This makes the process of painting much easier. So always go ahead and follow this process. So as you can see, I'm going ahead and doing this slowly. I'm going to take my time to start painting this whole thing out. I don't want to be sort of fast or rush into it while I'm painting, because it makes the process and the painting process much easier. Good job, everybody. Really well done. Perfect. Now, don't worry for any places if you have any overlapping that's happening. It's completely all right if there is some form of overlapping happening. No issues of that whatsoever. Good job, everybody. You're doing so well. Excellent, excellent work. Amazing work, everybody. Good job. Now, the next step is going to be to go ahead and do the stalks as well. So I'm just going ahead and finishing that up. Don't worry, I'm going to wait for you once I finish up the stalks, and I'm going to make sure that you guys are done before we actually move on to the next step. Perfect, everybody. Really well done. Amazing work. Good job. Excellent, everybody. You're doing so good. I am so happy with all of your works. Amazing. Good. Okay. I can see all of you have gone ahead and finished up that first pot right there. So really, really well done. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next pot. The next pot, like I mentioned, is going to be my cacti. Now, if you can go ahead, you want to take a darker green, lighter green, whatever you want, go ahead and pick that out. And let's get started with our cacti. Now for this, I'm going ahead and doing the darker green right here for my last plant. I assumed that I went ahead and did the cacti first, but no, I went ahead and did this leafy one. So again, I'm going ahead and doing sort of like the outline, and then I'm going ahead and painting it in. And now here you might be a little confused. There is a lot of overlapping of all of the colors happening, and you can't really see the leaves. So what do you do in that aspect? Don't worry, we're going to actually go ahead and outline all of this later on with black paint. So that's what is going to make this painting look good, and it's going to make the whole plants look a lot more realistic. So don't worry about that whatsoever. Good job, everybody. Really, really well done. Perfect. Excellent, excellent work. Good job. Amazing. Perfect. Good. Okay. All of you have done a wonderful job. So now let's go ahead and get started with the cacti. I'm going ahead and Okay, so I'm doing the grass now. Let's go ahead and take the darker green. So if I'm looking at the green that I'm taking right now, you can see I'm going ahead and taking a little green that is darker than the previous one. What I've done for this green is I've not gone ahead and added in a lot of water. That's what is making it look a little darker. If you feel like you want to go ahead and make your, a painting or your color look a little darker, when it comes to watercolor, add lesser water to it and automatically it'll end up looking more opaque and make it look more darker. So it's the same color that I've gone ahead and used. It's just that one has water in it and one does not have water in it. So automatically you can see that difference of color that is sort of showing. Excellent job, everybody. You're doing so well. Good work. Perfect. Amazing, amazing job, everybody. You're doing so wonderfully well. Perfect. Good. Okay. All of you have done such an excellent job. So now let's go ahead and get started with the cactus. Here I've gone ahead and taken a lighter green. Now, if you look at this green, you will notice that the color here is very, very yellow. And this is because I've gone ahead and mixed in a good amount of yellow to this in order to get this really light green. Now, like I mentioned, if you want to go ahead and get many shades of green, you can obviously mix in yellow or blue. But if you just want to go ahead and use the colors that are directly there in your palette, go ahead and do that by all means. There's no hard and fast rule that you exactly have to use the colors that are there, with what I am using right now. Perfect. Good job, everybody. You're doing so well. Excellent, excellent work. Really well done. Perfect. Good job. All right. So now next what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of black paint and start outlining each of these, plants. Now, when it comes to each of the plants, I'm going ahead and adding in a little bit of detailing. When it comes to this center plant that I have right here, I'm going to go ahead and draw a center line coming in with a few stalks or stems coming through. For my this plant as well, I'm going to do the same exact thing, but it's going to be a center line. For my cactus, I'm going to go ahead and draw the lines of a cactus that gives that look of it being a good looking cactus. And for my pots, I'm just going to go ahead and outline the pots directly with a little bit of black. When it comes to painting the pots, I'll tell you what you can go ahead and do in a little bit, but let's start off with this first. So go ahead and take a little bit of black paint and get started. Now, let's say you do not have a black paint and you don't know what to go ahead and do, then you can obviously go ahead and take another color. So let's say you want to go ahead and take in brown, or you want to go ahead and mix in a really, really dark green, then you can go ahead and do that by all means. But most of your palettes will end up having black. So go ahead and use black if you have it. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and done the center line, and then I'm going to go ahead and do lines coming on the side. These are just drooping lines coming on the side, giving you sort of like that look of a proper leaf. So take your time while you're going ahead and doing this. Now, obviously, some of you may not be able to do this very comfortably with a brush. So let's say you've tried and you're not able to do this comfortably with a brush, then you can go ahead and switch over using a black sketch pen. Now, I'm not going to force you into doing this exactly with paint because I do understand it can be a little hard. So go ahead and take in a black sketch pen if you need to. Go ahead and use that. Good job, everybody. Really well done. Perfect. Amazing, amazing work, everybody. Good job. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and done all of the leaves, and now I'm going ahead and doing the twigs part of it. Now you can obviously go ahead and leave that part if it doesn't show as much. I just felt like I wanted to go ahead and do it, so I did it. Now moving on to my next plant, I'm going ahead and doing the same black outline, and then I'm going to go ahead and do sort of like a wiggly center line. Now if you do not want to go ahead and add in a wiggly center line because you feel like it looks nice as is, then go ahead and leave it as is. It's completely up to you as to what you want to go ahead and do. Now make sure over here to keep following your pencil marking, because you do not want your pencil marking to show through. If you've gone ahead and done a very dark pencil marking, it might end up showing through, but if you haven't done so, then it won't show through. Good job, everybody. Really well done. Excellent work. Now coming to my cactus, I'm just going to go ahead and do a simple outline of my cactus, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw sort of 2-3 lines coming right at the center. Perfect. Good job. Really well done. Perfect, everybody. Doing so well. Amazing. Perfect. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and done that. And now I'm going ahead and outlining my pots. Now, when it comes to our pots, like I was saying, you can go ahead and do it the way you like. I want to go ahead and do sort of like a black outline, and then I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of red and do sort of like a pattern design. Now, let's say you want to go ahead and just color each of them with a specific color. Let's say you want to do a blue pot, pink pot, red pot, and yellow pot. Then you can go ahead and do that by all means. So, like I said, I wanted to be sort of creative. Go ahead and do it the way you like it to be. I just feel like an outline adds in a good look, and then you can go ahead and sort of add in, a little bit of color to it, and it'll make it look really, really pretty and nice. Good job, everybody. Really well done. Amazing, amazing work. Perfect. Good job. Really well done, everybody. Perfect. Good. Good. All right, excellent job, everybody. Now coming to my pots, like I said, I want to go ahead and add in a little bit of design. So I'm going ahead and adding that in. Now, before I did that, I wanted to go ahead and also add in a little bit of shadow to my pots. So this part is obviously optional. If you want to go ahead and do it, please go ahead and do it. So what I'm doing is I've gone ahead and taken a little bit of black paint mixed up with a little bit of water, and I've added it below each and every pot. Then what I'm doing is I'm going ahead and taking a little bit of water and spreading that out. Now here I felt like this was not dark enough. I felt like it could use a little bit more shadow. So what I did was I went ahead and took in a little bit more color, a little bit more darker color, and I started adding it in. And then I went ahead and started blending that out. This will give sort of like a really nice shadow effect. Now here, in terms of the blending, if you feel like you don't want to go ahead and blend it out too much, that also works. You can see I didn't really overly blend it out. I just went in a few circular motions to give that look of a blended look, but I left it as is otherwise. And now you can see I'm going ahead and starting off with my pots. Now when it came to my pots, again, it is optional for you to go ahead and add in any color. I just felt like I wanted to add in a little bit extra. So what I did was I added a little bit of lines, so some standing lines and some steeping lines, in order to give sort of like a good look and an effect to my pots. If you want to go ahead and add in a straight out color, then please go ahead and do so. If you feel like you want to add in a design like I am, then please go ahead and do so as well. Good job, everybody. You're doing so well. Excellent, excellent work. Perfect. Amazing. All right. Perfect. Now, if you look at my picture, I've gone ahead and finished up every aspect of it. I've finished up the shadow, I've gone ahead and finished up the pots, I've gone ahead and finished up with my leaves. I can see some of you are still deciding and figuring out what you want to go ahead for the pots. So I'm just going to wait here for the second. You can look at my pots and you can decide if you like the sort of concept, then you can go ahead and do this. If you feel like you want to leave it blank, please go ahead and do that by all means. If you feel like you want to add in some color, go ahead and add in some color as well. All of it will look really beautiful and wonderful. Perfect, everybody. Good job. All right, excellent. So I can see some of you have already gotten started by doing your pots, and some of you are leaving it blank as is. So excellent, excellent work, everybody. You have done so wonderful, and I am so happy to see your work today. Now, before we end today's class, couple of pointers. Firstly, do not miss getting a certificate whenever you can, whether it's this class or any other course. Go ahead and take a certificate whenever you can. Secondly, do not miss any of your submissions. I, as a teacher, want to see your progress. I want to see your creativity. I want to see the improvement that you're making. So make sure to go ahead and do your submissions on time. Now, like I mentioned, today was the last class of our painting course. So I will see you in the next course that we have when it comes to art. Till then, have a good fun time learning, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, have a look at the submission video. Bye.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at Uolo. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.uolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link, and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm